And we're back.
And we're back.
With a spooky episode of Go See a Movie.
When do you want spectral figure from beyond? Do you want to describe to new listeners what your earth-given name is, your God-given name?
My name is Spooky Steph.
And I am Slinky Spooky Jack. I'm a slippery snake.
I'm a slithery snake. And we are your co-hosts for Go See a Movie, which is where we
talk about movies.
We talk out of our butts about movies that make our eyes and ears happy.
So I feel like I should give a quick update, like crash course on where we're at, because it's been a minute, which is fine because we do these irregularly by design. But part of that is just like life has been busy for us. And if you hear some clattering in the background, it's because Spooky Stuff is currently
in a wheelchair.
Ooh. Yeah, we've had some more health issues, which is...
I'm fine. I was just lazy.
Yes.
And I wanted to go for a walk.
She just didn't feel like walking and wanted me to cart her around. No, everything's fine.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of new movies recently, so we are just gonna do a spooky episode.
Yes, and like here's the thing. This is why I was prefacing it. Our schedules, because of life stuff, because of work, because we're both doing tons of stuff, we haven't been able to see a ton of movies, but we have seen some, and I figured we could talk a little bit about that, and then maybe we could do a spooky themed one. Just like talking about spooky movies to round out stuff.
And before we get into the spooky movies, we have a question for you listeners.
Oh. What is
Just drop in the comments below, what is your all-time favorite movie snack?
Oh.
We want to know, and if it's something interesting, let us know. We'd love to try it.
Well,
Jack, what's your all-time favorite
movie snack?
Yeah, movie snack.
Reese's Pieces.
Ooh,
100%.
You're spooky.
Yeah.
Should we count how many times I say spooky?
I think if someone was taking a shot every
It's
time.
definitely spooky because it has dyes in it, which is so bad for your health.
Red number 5 and yellow number 10 or whatever they have. You know how that's movie themed, right? Please tell me you know.
E.T.
Yes.
Phone home, of course. I'm not that dumb.
I didn't say you were dumb. It's just we've had some conversations recently
So
on this podcast where I didn't know.
We will
hadn't seen
sprinkle in a little spooky trivia for you as well, which, for the record, all of this trivia you could easily find on IMDb, but it's also fun to listen to it if you'd never heard of it before.
Sure. Okay. Do you want to start, Miss Trivia Lady?
Well, I think we need to start with the centerpiece of Halloween, which is
what is that?
Psycho.
Oh, geez, that's okay.
Psycho is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Is it really? I didn't know this.
It is, which is funny because if you know me, you know I hate scary movies as far as like supernatural, paranormal, also kind of like I have never gotten into slasher movies. And like I'm just a huge scaredy cat, so it's just scary movies have never been my thing. But Psycho was such a different story when I was introduced to it as a teenager. It was definitely scary for me, but it wasn't the scary that kept me up at night. It was a scary that was like, this was so fun. And I've had a few of those in my time. Like I loved Blair Witch Project.
Did you?
I loved it, but it was also because I just saw it with a group of friends. Like when you see it with, friends as a teenager that just make it.
I don't know if I knew that.
Oh, it was so scary. I pissed my pants, but it was like it was in a fun way, not in like I could never do the whole like paranormal activity type thing. Not my thing.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
It's funny you mentioned that because I mean, I always thought that it wasn't like that scary.
But it was it's the anticipation of it when you've been a kid that has never seen scary movies really ever.
Well, what I was about to say is that what that film did is something that I'd say it's probably one of the most influential horror movies that's ever been released. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's up there as far as impact. because it's done something that I don't think any other movie can possibly do, which is convince the world it's almost probably a real thing that happened.
Because the ending, right? Like,
Well,
I
no,
feel
the whole thing was marketed with the real actors' names and the real people that were involved. They put it out there with, like, a website. This is the early it was in
I'm forgetting the ending, though, of, like, why it was so scary. I just remember
Well,
the ending being mind-blowing.
the ending was basically, like, without getting into
Yeah,
spoilers for a
yeah.
26-year-old movie, it's
Yeah.
basically that, "Hey, this is found footage." Like, no one knows what these people
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, that's
This is
right.
just the only proof, and I think that's what, like, that film, its marketing was brilliant.
Yeah.
Because everyone at the
Mhm.
time, they thought it was real because it was marketed as such.
Well, and I think that
That's the scary thing.
yeah, and I don't think we like, the regular people talk about, the effects that, like, marketing has specifically, on movies.
Yeah.
I just think about so many movies that we've seen that are just killer works of art, and it was just so poorly marketed. Um, yeah.
One of my favorite filmmakers of all time, David Fincher, he's a huge proponent of the marketing behind a film being really, really well done. Like, to the point that he's someone who, like, is a self-professed megalomaniac when it comes to just having tons of control over something with the movie. So, like, he's wanted control over the marketing, which, like, Sony has scoffed at before and other distributors have scoffed at. But I think you're absolutely right that it's one of those things, especially in the age we're in now, and it's probably harder than it's ever been to do something that impacts a viewer in ways that a movie like that did.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Paranormal Activity kinda did it in 2008.
I feel like if you haven't seen Blair Witch Project, you definitely should just for the sheer, like, cultural impact that it had.
Yes. The monologue that the woman gives, which is, like, the poster of the film,
Mm.
that's honestly, that's one of the most I would argue, one of the most iconic monologues of all time.
Mm.
Not because it's, like, this brilliant piece of writing per se in terms of eloquence or whatever, but just in terms of
Yeah.
like, I still think about it. It just, like, it really makes you feel
Yeah.
for the fear this person has.
Back
So,
to some
yeah.
psycho trivia.
Yes, please. Hit
Um,
us with it.
okay, so did you know these are some, like, super basic facts that I'm sure most people know, but it's still so fun to talk about. Did you know that, the first time a toilet was ever shown on screen was in Psycho?
Yeah.
That's kinda cool. It's just funny how you think about, like, really? There's never been a toilet before? I'm forgetting when Psycho came out, though.
Oh, I don't have the date off the top.
And now you wonder, is there a movie where there's not a toilet? Like
There's
that
definitely we talk about this a lot, don't we, babe? Just the idea that there's so many
new
things that
Yeah.
film will peer into that you
Uh-huh.
kinda go, "What is left unseen and unsaid?" Not
Yeah.
much, you know?
Yeah. Also, listeners, drop your what you think the answer is in the comments, but in the, infamous stabbing scene, you see blood draining down into the drain. Um,
The tub.
so what do you think it was? Do you think it was A, ink, B, ketchup that they used, C, real blood, or
They
D
murdered the actor.
well, like, I'm not
Just
saying I'm not saying
favorite actors.
not saying human or, like, human or just blood, anyone's blood.
Fair.
Real blood or D, chocolate syrup. What do you think it was? We will reveal the answer to you in a little bit.
In a little bit. So okay. I think this should be a good segue to talk about some things we've seen this year.
Sure.
Some which might be scary and might not.
Mhm.
I want to say really quickly, I don't remember if I said this on an earlier episode. I don't think I did because when we recorded, I don't think it was out or I had seen it. But this is kind of like last year. There's been a lot of, like, horror revivals this year. I think there's still some stuff that's even coming out for the end of the year. But one film that has consistently impressed me and I've really enjoyed and I've like talked it up to people when I've seen them, just like from a sheer writing perspective, as I've explained, like, oh, you have to see Weapons.
Oh, Weapons.
I think it's absolutely brilliantly written. Uh, and I think I told you, Steph, and I've told some other people who are averse to spiritual type stuff. I think it's not explicitly stated, but I'd say it's very much implied that there is a spiritual component to it. So if that spooks you, maybe don't watch it.
Yep, no
But
thanks.
but in terms of how the story is structured and how it's told with different characters and how they intertwine, very well structured and very well made.
What would you rate it?
Well, I mean, I've thought about it a lot. I actually talked with one of our dear friends about it recently, and he was less high on it than I was. But for me, I mean, I think it was a masterpiece. It's 5 out of 5 stars to me.
Whoa, a perfect 10?
Yeah. Yep.
Whoa. Who's the director?
Zach Krieger.
What did he do?
What did he do?
What else is he
Well,
doing?
so he did Barbarian,
Okay.
which I actually I wasn't a huge fan of it. A lot of people really like it because it's kind of crazy. Like if you look at the premise, the movie just like does not go where you think it would go based on the premise. It's just kind of wild. And this movie's kind of similar in some regards, but yeah, I mean he is an up and coming ish voice in horror because I think
Okay.
Barbarian was his first feature. I don't know if this was technically his second feature. It might be his second, which is insane. The story behind it that's most fascinating to me is that there was an insane bidding war for it.
Oh.
When he basically had I think it was the New Line president, like knew it was coming in his inbox, and Zach submitted it through, I forget what the app is that he used, but essentially there was a bidding war that ensued over the next like 2 hours between multiple
I heard about this, yeah.
and Jordan Peele tried to get the rights to it with his production company.
Okay.
And New Line, I guess, they outbid everyone from like Netflix to HBO to well, actually, no, this is connected to HBO. It's hard to keep all the companies straight, but New Line basically gave Zach the most, like far and away the best deal. Yeah, and it was like a historic bid where some people are saying they hadn't seen anything like it
Wow.
since M. Night's deals that he got post Sixth Sense. It's just like a huge deal. And Zach Krieger is set to direct the next live action Resident Evil movie, which is supposed to be a reboot of sorts to the franchise
Okay.
based on the Resident Evil video games. It's not supposed to be a retelling of the games. It's supposed to be a fresh take, which I am really interested to see what he does. So really inventive filmmaker. It had a lot of hallmarks of things that were like not necessarily horror, like Pulp Fiction, and I don't know. It just has this really interesting, engaging structure to it, and the actors were brilliant. Oh, and of course, we know one of the actors who was in it, a friend of ours that I had met this.
Weapons?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't want to name drop, but
Yeah.
I would just show her to you, and she had talked. I had like emailed her after. I was like, "You were in Weapons? What?" And she was like, "Yeah, Zach Krieger's great. So was Josh Brolin." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's crazy." So anyway, yeah, so that was cool. That was like a highlight for me this year. It's probably my film this year that I've seen. Um, I would say something that is very scary, not for the traditional spooky reasons, would be a movie that would be probably at the bottom of my list, and I would assume yours as well,
Okay.
where we had driven to Chicago to see the director in person.
Oh, yeah.
We hadn't talked about this.
Oh, yeah.
Megalopolis.
Megalopolis.
Megalopolis. Do you remember anything about it? It's been a few months. I actually checked. You can't rent it anywhere. Like, there's no way to watch it, I don't think, unless you saw it.
I mean, that's not that big of a loss, but I mean, like, for what it's worth, it it was something.
It was something.
It was something.
It was a sequence of images.
I don't even really know how to even describe it, or
Yeah.
it just okay. I don't know where to start with that one.
Was there anything you liked? Like anything?
N- ugh,
The answer can be no.
not in particular. What else has he done?
What else has Francis Ford Coppola done?
No, that I've seen.
Yeah.
Well, Godfather.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Godfather.
Yeah, I think when you go from like I think the thing was I had no idea what this was about. And then when I go into being like, I'm gonna see something and be in the same room as, the guy that did The Godfather,
Yeah.
I think it was just pure shock with how I think he was just this old guy that was like, I'm gonna do whatever the F I want. Oh, and then he just did. It was like he wrote all of his dreams down on a piece of paper, and somehow it's like nothing was there was no like point to it or plot, really.
I feel like the first 2/3 there was a point to it and there was a plot, but then after that it just completely went off the rails. I mean, did you feel that way?
I mean, I thought it was off the rails after like 2 minutes.
I feel like it made most sense.
I
the
think
first
I,
2/3,
I think
but-
part of it was it wasn't really like entertaining to me. We were also in very uncomfortable seats,
Yeah, that was it.
and we had a few bad experiences to go along with that, which we won't.
No, we don't.
We're not gonna share.
No.
Um,
Some horrors are left best unsaid, dear listener. Yeah.
so yeah, that was a probably one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen.
It was, yeah. I just
So not spooky, but if you want weird, Megalopolis.
pirated, I guess. I don't know how else you are supposed to watch it, but who knows? I mean, I don't think Francis Ford Coppola has any sort of deal to get it to widely distribute because the reactions have been so mixed, mostly bad. So yeah.
Should I throw some more trivia in there?
Well, did you want to touch on one more
Sure.
we've seen together?
Yeah.
I think it's the only other movie we've seen in theaters. Baby,
What is it? I'm forgetting.
together. Nobody 2.
Nobody to or with Bob Odenkirk is just delightful. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, Nobody 2 was really good. Or sorry, Nobody, the original, was really good. So, you kind of go into Nobody 2, you go into the sequel being like, who knows? And I think I just loved how fun it was.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you just need a movie that's sheer fun
Yeah.
and not like something you have to think about. But what I loved about this was as fun as it was very well done. Like the acting was so good. Like the script was really fun. I enjoyed it so much.
I felt like it was, I mean, I really enjoyed the first one.
Yeah. Oh,
The-
for
the
sure.
first one felt like, correct me, but tell me if you had a different take. Because my take on it was the way that it was marketed, the first one, was very different than what the first film wound up being in terms of, like, yes, it was an action movie, yes, starring Bob Odenkirk, but it felt way more like a, like, I just think of the scene on the bus in the first movie when he's getting like tossed around and then he walks home and he's just like all sore and stuff, and you can see that. And it was really a movie that like de-glamorized a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And
And the second movie kind of glamorized again.
I was like,
Definitely
I don't
did.
want to say the sequel throws that out, but it
Oh, it
definitely felt
does.
like a much lighter affair.
Oh, for sure.
And you know what? It's an escapist thing. That's fine. Like, it's not like the first one is meant to be this like highfalutin art film, right? It's a fun film, and
I just, there's some actors that you just absolutely love watching on screen, and
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk is just one of them.
pretty much
I just
anyone
feel like,
who's ever touched breaking.
yeah, I just feel like he makes anything he touches come to life. He's such a delight to watch.
Anyway,
So, some fun trivia about the 1978 ever so loved and crafted Halloween.
yes.
Did you know that their budget was hella small?
How small?
I don't know, but it was small enough that they gave Jamie Lee Curtis $200 for her wardrobe.
Wow.
She didn't even use $100 of it, and she got most of her clothes from JCPenney.
Wow. Well, good on her.
Also, do you have any idea what the story behind the Michael Myers mask?
Are you asking me or the voice?
I'm asking you.
Well, you said it in front of me the other
Oh,
You don't remember that? Yeah.
well, again, they were on quite the budget,
Yes.
so they found the cheapest mask that they could find, which, do you know how much it was?
Was it? I heard this the other night. Was it like $10 or
Nope,
$2?
it was $2,
Okay.
and it was the William Shatner's Captain Kirk mask that they cut bigger eye holes in and painted white.
Yep. Isn't that nuts?
It's crazy because, like, I feel like it's such a creepy mask, but then when you actually realize, like, this was a $2, like, DIY
Yeah.
deal is just so funny that something culturally so, creepy and scary is...
One of the works of probably one of the best living directors, I would say. John Carpenter did that. And I always, to me, like, one of the spookiest things about that film and that film series is I love how in the credits, I think it's in the credits, that Michael Myers, like the big bad who's hunting people, he is credited as the Shape.
Yes, yeah.
Like,
Look, there is no
this term.
name.
Yeah. I love it. So,
Yeah.
so
Well,
I was gonna say, what other movies? Oh gosh, we watched one other one streaming. We forgot to mention.
'kay.
I think Thunderbolts.
So we go home.
Yeah. We talked about
Thunderbolts. Oh, Thunderbolts.
Yes.
What? By the same gal, you'll probably, by process of elimination and Google searching, you'll probably know it eventually, that the same gal that was in Weapons,
Yeah.
we also got to see in Thunderbolts. I love Thunderbolts.
Really fun.
So for me, I have always really liked the Avengers, but I feel like after, the big ones went bye-bye, nothing just was ever the same. And they're just like this machine that pumps out crap like Madam Web now.
Well, that's Sony. That's not Marvel.
Oh,
Same universe.
well,
Connection. all
sorry.
that. No, it's fine. It's fine.
You can fact check me any day. I'm horrible at facts. I only operate on feelings 100% of the time.
Yep. Never facts.
And so, sorry, I'm being distracted for just a few seconds. So with that being said, Thunderbolts was one of the most delightful surprises. I absolutely loved it. I mean, I'm also partial to Florence Pew Pew Pew.
Yes.
Super partial to her.
Yeah, she's great.
But I just thought it was a great combination of truly entertaining, but also depth. It was just, I thought the script was wonderful, and I thought the acting was wonderful. For a Marvel film, to me, it felt more than just a superhero film, There's something a little deeper there.
Yeah.
It was very, it was getting to the Spider-Man realm of deep.
Yeah, it did have more of an emotional connection and resonance with, I think, the characters and the audience. It definitely felt like it was trying to tell a more human story. Yeah,
What were your thoughts?
I thought it was good. It's very hard for similar reasons to find appreciation in these things because I feel like they're a dime a dozen these days, the superhero movies. And like, I know I get looks from people when I say this, but like, I haven't seen the Superman movie that came out yet. this year, and like it's hard for me to get, even for like one of my favorite heroes. It's hard for me to get excited because I'm like, what is the new thing? Like, what is the reason we are getting a new movie? So I agree with what you're saying. I found it interesting and unique, and for that, it was good and I liked it. I wouldn't necessarily put it in like my top superhero films, but I'm glad it was made. I'm glad it exists. I thought it was a unique story. I'm a little confused, and I don't know how I feel about the whole. We talked about this a little bit from a story perspective and like world building perspective. I don't quite grasp the whole like spoiler territory here at the end of the movie, and it's like a big the big secret, quote unquote, with this movie is that there was the asterisk. It's Thunderbolts asterisk, the new Avengers, because they're crowned and dubbed the new Avengers at the end of this movie. And to me, like when I think of the Avengers, I think of the like Mount Rushmore 4 superheroes, where it's like 4 very, very different heroes with very different powers. You got Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and Hulk, right? Like they're all very different. And that's part of the thing, is that like they all gel in different ways together. And it just feels like the new Avengers are basically like elevated Black Widow soldiers / Captain America soldiers. Like most of them have had super serum in them. Like they don't seem to have that unique or interesting of powers. It's just they're all kind of punchy. So I'm like,
Yeah, and I think
that's
that just
the hard part.
I think that just goes with the territory of the Avengers is the Avengers, and no matter how much you try to recreate or continue a story, like it's never gonna be the OG Avengers.
Right. Right.
So well, I think it's time that we share the answer to what substance was the blood in Psycho.
Yeah. What was it?
All right, well,
Syrup?
what was it? Was it ink?
Was it milk?
Real blood? Ketchup or chocolate syrup? It was. Drum roll, please. Chocolate syrup, which I feel like you can kind of tell when you see a still photo of it. You're like, ah.
Would have been real spooky.
Well, we wish everybody a spooky Hallows Eve.
It's not Hallows Eve.
It's Halloween.
It's
All Hallows Eve.
Oh, is that the
We wish.
etymology behind it?
I don't know, but we wish you an All Souls Day.
Ah, yes.
I mean, I could tell you some Halloween trivia too. Do you want to? Let's just throw some Halloween trivia in there. Do you know what country of origin trick-or-treating originated from?
Europe somewhere?
Yep, in Europe somewhere.
Europe somewhere, like England?
It was Ireland.
Ireland?
Yes. During the Ireland's potato famine, when they had fled to America, there was just like a lot of like pranks going on.
Oh.
And in order to try to keep the pranks down and control the pranksters, they just had trick-or-treating, so to make it more, inclusive. Yeah, I didn't explain that right, but it's the idea is there.
Okay. Well, very interesting. I think we rattled through a few different options, and
Options of what?
for movies that viewers can go and see.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about Halloween trivia, but okay.
Do you want to keep talking about it?
I just have so much Halloween trivia. I'm very excited about it.
Okay, keep going, I guess. What do you want to say? Like, what is there to share?
I don't think I have any more Halloween trivia. Off the top of my head. Well, how about one fall trivia? Do you know which animal's cheeks?
Cheeks.
Not butt cheeks,
Okay.
but their actual face cheeks.
Cheeks.
Do you know which animal's front cheeks can get up to 3 times the size of their face?
Yeah, chipmunks' butt cheeks can get 4 times the size of their front cheeks, right?
It's a chipmunk, and it's not their butt cheeks. They store hella nuts in their cheeks. Oh my gosh, I did.
Maybe we should Maybe we should veer off.
Look, the trivia is a lot more fun when it's Jeopardy style. How I make it.
Recently?
I did.
Wow.
Well, with that, have a spooky Hallows Eve, a spooky Souls Day, and
Make sure you
go see a movie. Whoa.
I'll play scary music during this or something.